Welcome back. We are back with Oshkosh Mayor and candidate for State Assembly Seat 54, Lori Palmeri. You being in the world of politics, you watched the 2020 election, all the controversy surrounding it as to whether it was a fair election or not. In your view, what did you see? Was it a fair election? Did you see anything for concern at all?
I believe that it was fairly won, and absolutely, there were challenges, of course, with folks being able to, at least, in our district, make sure that they got their absentee ballots in, or whether or not they could vote in person. So there were some challenges, but absolutely, it was won fair and square.
When you mentioned earlier Gordon Hintz. Gordon
Yes.
Hintz not running for this seat, and when he announced he was not going to run for re-election, how did the chain begin of you sitting here in this seat today? What was the contact process? You call him, he call you. Who made that decision?
Sure. Well, it's kind of a funny story. I'm glad you asked. Yes, Gordon reached out to me and had said that he was, going to be making an announcement, and then he, started to talk about some of the potential, and I thought he was like asking me who I might know that might have an interest. And then he said, "No, I'm asking you." So that was kind of a surprise because it wasn't like immediately on my radar. And so, yeah, it was a bit of a surprise, and I needed some time to consider that and discuss with family, and here we are.
Had it ever been on your radar at all? Because, I mean,
I
here
wouldn't
you were,
say never.
council, then Oshkosh mayor, and of course there's always a next step and a next step.
Not always, right? Sometimes, I mean, I had really anticipated, I thought that at the end of my 6 years, I would go back into private sector, and that was kind of a surprise for me. But I would say it's not that I never considered it, but it was certainly not on my radar for that point in time. But I did see that that was an opportunity to continue the work, that I had started, and the relationships, continue with those relationships that have been built in the Oshkosh community, both at the, citizen level, at the, the business level, at the legislative level. And so the opportunity to have worked with his office on, as I said, a couple of these other issues did give me a bit of an eye towards, and then I had to ask him, I was like, well, Gordon, I need to understand what your day is like. Help me understand what is the schedule like? What are some of the processes? Because it's certainly different at a local level than it is down in Madison, especially with a council manager form of government.
If you are successful in this endeavor, this election, and we are sitting here 2 years from now, 4 years from now, and you're going to be able to say, Tom, I accomplished this.
Yes, so there is quite the wish list there. I would say that I'd like to be able to look back and say we were able to get bills to hearing, we were able to have conversations from either side and civil dialogue, as well as, do the work of the people, that they deserve to have, and to move forward in having some results to show for fair wages and taxes, for that affordable housing. In an ideal world, I'd love to be able to say that everybody's got a roof over their head, a clean environment, clean water, and that additional access to health care that's so needed, and that we have children enrolled in strong schools that are supporting them in this recovery.
You just said three things that made me smile when I think about Madison. Getting bills to hearing, conversations, civil discourse.
Yes.
Is that a possibility in Madison? Because as you well know, this has been a gavel in, gavel out session. What's to prevent that from happening again? I mean, if Tony Evers wins and the Republicans maintain control, here we go again.
I know, and it is so vital that a number of us are running on the idea and the assurance that we want to protect the governor's veto. And certainly you ask if it's possible. I believe it is possible. It's a question of whether or not it's probable. And perhaps, some of us are a bit ambitious, but we do believe that that collective effort and those conversations with some new faces, that there is a possibility.
Yeah, that is an issue. It's not just winning the House or the Assembly, you're trying to protect the governor's veto power.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes.
Give me your Lori Palmeri elevator pitch as to why you should be the 54th Assembly representative for the Oshkosh District.
I'm very proud of my record of service with the city of Oshkosh and other groups and organizations on boards and commissions. I have the record of being responsible, reliable, and results focused. And again, through thousands of hours of emails and phone calls with constituents, whether it's about their house, their street, their sewer, storm, snow plowing, garbage pickup, you name it. I'm intimately familiar with the community, and I believe that will assure that I will be winning this election.
Have you been in contact with people in the Assembly who you may be serving with?
Yes, I have.
You have?
I have, yes.
I won't ask you who, but I'll ask you what.
There are at least half a dozen
What conversations have you
folks.
had?
I mean, everything from those who are incumbents, looking at copies of the Blue Book, asking them questions about, process, thinking, forward, as well as others who are newcomers to the scene as well, who aspire to serve as well. And so I've had a wonderful opportunity getting to know a number of these folks. Some of them are in the six that the Godlewski PAC is supporting. And I am really looking forward to working with these folks.
Lori Palmeri, thanks so much for being with us this morning.
Yes,
Much
thank you.
appreciated. And if you have a newsmaker in your town who you think we should have on this program, let us know about it. Send us an email to tips@wearegreenbay.com, or you can message us on Facebook. And be sure to join us once again, 7 o'clock in the morning on Sunday. Until then, have a great day.